Welcome to Timeless Sparks, where stories from the past light up the minds of today. Today we voyage through storms and solitude, diving into one of the world's most famous survival tales, the incredible adventure of Robinson Crusoe. Our story begins in the bustling streets of 17th century England, where a young man named Robinson Crusoe gazed longingly at ships setting out for distant lands. His parents, hoping for a safe and steady future, wanted him to become a lawyer. But Crusoe's heart beat for adventure. For him, the sound of crashing waves and the promise of unknown shores called louder than the comforts of home. Against his family's wishes, Crusoe ran away and set his course for the sea. But the ocean, beautiful and wild, does not hand out its lessons gently. Crusoe's very first voyage ended in disaster, tossed by a raging storm and thrown onto foreign sands. Undeterred, he pressed onward, braving new expeditions that led him to trade in Africa and start a plantation in faraway Brazil. Yet fate, or perhaps the spirit of adventure he so loved, had another test in store. On a journey meant for trading, disaster struck again. A merciless storm battered his ship off the coast of South America. The vessel shattered. Crusoe fought for his life, swimming alone through roaring waves. When the sky finally cleared, he found himself washed ashore on a solitary, uninhabited island. Utterly alone, he was the only soul left alive. At first, fear and hopelessness overtook him. With no food, no friends, and no shelter, Crusoe faced a choice: yield to despair or fight to survive. Setting fear aside, he trekked back to the remains of his ship. Gathering tools, food, and anything that might help him endure. Determined, Crusoe set about building a life against the odds. He pieced together a shelter from driftwood, stitched torn sails into clothing, and learned to hunt wild goats and grow barley and rice. Through storms, hunger, and loneliness, Crusoe found day by day the strength to continue. For company and solace, he spoke to the island's animals, kept a detailed journal, and found comfort in a Bible salvaged from the wreck. In the hush of every evening, he learned to listen not just to the wind, but to his own thoughts and spirit. Years crept by, not days, not months, but 28 years. Crusoe transformed from a restless youth into a resourceful survivor. The island, once a prison, became his teacher. But change was always waiting on the tide. One morning, as he strolled the sands, his heart froze. There, pressed into the wet earth, was a human footprint, not his own. Crusoe soon realized that cannibals sometimes landed on his shore, bringing prisoners for fearful rituals. Every sound in the night became a warning, but courage grows in strange places. One day, he witnessed the arrival of these visitors and, in a burst of daring, rescued a captive. Grateful and loyal, this man became Crusoe's companion. Crusoe named him Friday after the day they met. Together, Crusoe and Friday built a life brighter than the lonely years before. Crusoe taught Friday English. Friday taught Crusoe new ways to survive. Friendship, at last, softened the hard edges of solitude. Then one day, hope arrived on the horizon, a ship. But this ship had fallen into mutiny. Its rightful captain was overthrown by his own men. Crusoe and Friday saw their moment. With courage and cunning, they helped the captain retake his ship. Out of gratitude, the captain offered them safe passage back to civilization. Robinson Crusoe returned to England, a changed man, older, wiser, and unexpectedly wealthy, thanks to his forgotten plantation. Though he'd finally come home, he would never forget the island that shaped his soul, where every hardship became a lesson in survival, faith, and friendship. And so ends the tale of Robinson Crusoe, a testament to human resilience, courage, and the indomitable spark that keeps us going, even when the world feels empty. Thanks for joining us on Timeless Sparks. If stories from the past ignite your curiosity, like, share, and subscribe, and let's keep the flame of storytelling burning bright. Until next time, let the spark of adventure guide you to your own new horizons.